What's up, everyone? Today is October the 10th. This is the second week of Black Weenathon, and this is the beginning of a new work week. So I decided, I might as well do a reading vlog. Not only is it Black Weenathon, but I wanted to do this reading vlog because I had done a reading vlog to the other book, and as you can see, my son is still sick. Oh, I'm so sad. But anyways, I just dropped off my daughter at school. We're waiting for them to walk in, and then I have to drop off my son. So the book that I'll be reading for this reading vlog is going to be The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I did a reading vlog for White Smoke by her last year. Wasn't really happy with it. Wasn't really happy with it, and the book wasn't for me. I felt like there were some things that weren't accurate in my opinion, but I was like, let's give Tiffany D. Jackson another try, because I loved Allegedly. I love Monday's Not Coming. And then I feel like it went downhill from there. It just wasn't, I don't know. Her books haven't been hitting for me. So I was like, let me go ahead and read Weight of Blood and do a reading vlog for this book alone. And, see how I feel about it. See if there's any accurate things, see if there's anything better, if she has improved since White Smoke. But yeah, I'm really excited. I know people have read The Weight of Blood already. Some people have done live discussions and stuff about the book, but I figured it is my time to give you my 2 cents. But yeah, so I'll be doing a reading vlog. I will be listening to the audio and also reading the book physically, so hybrid reading it. I'll probably start officially reading it right after I get off work and then go from there. But that is my little update. I hope everyone's having a great day, a great beginning of the work week. I will give y'all more updates later on, but stay safe, everyone. I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. All right, y'all, I just dropped off Kiana, but I figured I might as well get some Starbucks. So I am going to get myself some Starbucks.
Hi, welcome. What can I get started for you?
Yes, can I have a grande apple crisp oat milk macchiato, please?
Sorry, I'm out of apple and pumpkin today.
Okay, let's see. Can I have a grande caramel macchiato?
Okay, is this hot or iced?
Hot, please.
Okay, grande hot caramel macchiato. What else can I grab for you?
That'll be it.
All right, we'll have the total for you at the window. Thanks.
Thank you. They didn't have my apple crisp, but it's okay. I still got my caramel macchiato, so there's that. I had to stop at Starbucks, get myself a grande caramel macchiato, hot. Hey y'all, I am back and I am officially off of work for today. It wasn't that bad. Like I said, it's very peaceful, relaxing. I really enjoy my job, and yeah, and then I have somebody that can't drive in front of me. But anyways, besides that, yeah, peaceful day, a lot of nice people coming in. I just love my job. It's chill vibes for me. I like it. I love it. That's my vibe. But anyways, I haven't started reading The Weight of Blood just yet. I'm actually thinking about waiting until I get home. That way I can listen to it and have my book in my hand so I could hybrid read it. That way I can tab it up. I don't miss anything, because I definitely want to have a thorough opinion, a thorough review for this particular book, because I guess you could say I'm giving Tiffany D. Jackson another chance, because I loved her other books, but I didn't read Grown because I had read a book similar to that story. I haven't read You Hear Something with a Rhyme or whatever. I haven't read that book, and I don't plan to, and I don't plan on reading Grown. Only books I've read by her is Allegedly, Monday's Not Coming, White Smoke. And like I said, I loved Allegedly. I love Monday's Not Coming, but I had some differences. And when it came to White Smoke. So I'm giving her another shot, seeing how this book goes. And like I said prior to me getting off work, I just want some accuracy, if anything. All right, y'all. So I just picked up my daughter and I picked up my son. So now we're on our way home. And then I can officially start reading The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. And yeah, so just want to give you a little update, just to check in, I guess, on this vlog, if you want to call it that. I am not an expert at these vlogs, so please give me some grace. I'm not an expert. I'm trying to do more vlogs within each month if I can. Trying to perfect it, I know, but you know, it's gonna take some time, because let me put my seatbelt on. All right, but anyways, I definitely want to perfect it. You know, me vlogging, it's just gonna take some time. But yeah, I'm heading home now. Get the kids, get the dinner ready for everyone. Take a shower, and then start reading tonight, and then go from there. Tomorrow I'm gonna be reading. Probably do a couple errands here and there. And then what was I about to do? Of course, finish reading The Weight of Blood. That's my goal, is to start Weight of Blood today, and then finish The Weight of Blood tomorrow. And then I also have my live discussion for my little membership book pick for last month, which was The Sword of Kaigen. So we're going to be doing the live discussion tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you read the book, you're welcome to, you know, join us in the chat or whatever, just to talk about it, because I really enjoyed the book, and I'm glad that I have people to talk to about this book. And then for October, it is Nana by Brandon Macy, which was recommended by Bree from Lockpictician. So that was also, it's part of my October Black Weenathon TBR, but I also want to be included into my membership club pick for October as well. So yeah, so that's about it. That's what's going to be happening tomorrow, but you'll see that all tomorrow as well. I'm about to get off this phone so I can focus on driving, because it's hella traffic right now, since it's like about to be 4 o'clock, and that's when rush hour pretty much is in Columbus. But yeah, I will keep y'all posted later. See ya. All right, y'all, as you can see, I am home. I'm in my room. The kids had dinner. Well, everyone had dinner. Kiana did some homework. We did some reading and stuff. So now I'm officially going to start The Weight of Blood. I just wanted to get everybody situated. Everybody's eaten. Everybody's had their bath, so they're good. It's their bedtime, so everyone's in the bed, sleep. So this is my chance, Lord, I can't even talk right now. This is my chance to have some peace and quiet, so I can focus on what I'm reading. And like I said, I'll be reading The Weight of Blood. This is by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is the newest book that recently just came out, I think September or August. So looking forward to reading it. I do like the cover, so we shall see. But even with synopsis, I can read this to you. So it says, when Springville residents, at least the ones still alive, are questioned about what happened on prom night, they all have the same explanation. Maddie did it. An outcast at her small town Georgia high school, Madison, Washington has always been a teasing target for bullies, and she's dealt with it because she has more pressing problems to manage. Until the morning, a surprise rainstorm reveals her most closely kept secret. Maddie is biracial. She has been passing for white her entire life at the behest of her fanatical white father, Thomas Washington. After a viral bullying video pulls back the curtain on Springville High's racist roots, student leaders come up with a plan to change their image, host the school's first integrated prom as a show of unity. The popular white class president convinces her black superstar quarterback boyfriend to ask Maddie to be his date, leaving Maddie wondering if it's possible to have a normal life. But some of her classmates aren't done with her just yet, and what they don't know is that Maddie still has another secret, one that will cost them all their lives. And so it says, New York Times bestselling author Tiffany D. Jackson returns to the horror genre with a chilling and suspenseful story about the real horrors of American racism and the terrifying power of one girl to reclaim her life. So yeah, it sounds interesting. So I'm going to give it a try and see what I think. But yeah, I'm officially starting it. I will let you know when when I get to page, I'll get to page 50, and then I'll go over my thoughts with you all to see what I think. What are my thoughts? What do I think about certain things that are currently happening in just the 50 pages alone? So yeah, can't wait to get started and give y'all some more updates after I read 50 pages. So stay tuned. So I'm reading this book. I'm not 50 pages in yet, and I will say, like, it's getting me, like, it's making me remember how I grew up, and how all I saw was just straight hair and stuff like that, and how easy it was to manage. And I remember being a little girl, I was like, that's what I want and stuff. And my mom would get my hair pressed and stuff, would use a hot comb and all that, to the point where she would put the hot comb on the stove at home, and then she would put grease on my hair and then straighten it. Like, I remember that like it was just yesterday. And just talking, like, hearing Maddie, being scared of it raining and stuff, because if her hair, if water contacts her hair is going to will look a certain way. And she's scared what will be revealed once her hair gets wet. And, as a Black woman, I know exactly what happens when your hair gets wet. I had experienced that when I was in school, because my hair was pressed, hot comb, all that, right? It was long, it was straight, it was manageable. And my school had a zoo field trip. We went to the zoo, and then maybe 20 minutes before it was time for us to leave, it started like raining hard, and I was worried about my hair. I was worried about what people would think of me, what would they say. I know, they would talk about me, how my hair looks a hot mess and stuff like that. So it's just reading a little bit of this book is giving me memories of how I was as a kid and how I felt at that time, because that's all I saw, just people with straight hair, girls with straight hair, and that's all I saw at the time. So I'm thinking, like, okay, I need to do that. So, if I didn't get the hot comb or whatever that my mom did, she would start putting relaxer in my hair as well, a certain type of chemical. And yeah, it took me to learn about myself as pretty much when I left high school, about how beautiful my hair is naturally. And I started rocking box braids for a long period of time, and now I've started my lock journey. I started my lock journey last year, so it's been a year, and I just love my hair. And it saddens me how I didn't love my hair back then. And having a journey of just my hair in general, I'm glad that I have that journey, because that lets me know how much that I have grown as far as myself and finding myself and who I am as a person. So I do appreciate of what Maddie is going, like, just a storyline of hair and stuff, and once rain hits it and stuff like that. So yeah, it had me going into, how I was a kid, how my hair was back then. So I do appreciate that. It makes me feel like, ever since I've definitely like I said, I've grown into myself. I've found myself and who I am and how I want my hair to look, and knowing that my hair is beautiful regardless of what it looks like, regardless of what other people say about my hair. I know my hair is beautiful. I know my crown is beautiful. So I appreciate that at the very beginning of this book. But I just wanted to give you my little tidbit, my little spiel right now. I know I said that I would come back to y'all after 50 pages, but I just wanted to say that because instantly that's what I thought of. I thought of myself as I was reading just a little bit of these pages, and I'm only on page 9. So far, so good. So far, so good. I'll keep y'all updated in a little bit. So stay tuned. All right, y'all. So I'm continuing on reading this, and of course, y'all didn't know, like, it's definitely, this book is like, it's like Carrie, like the movie, except this is a little bit of a different storyline, but same type of thing is happening. So in the movie Carrie, she's being bullied because she just started period, and she's scared. She doesn't know what's going on or anything like that. She's just surprised. And then next thing you know, the girls make fun of her and start throwing pads at her. And so in this particular book we have Maddie, who got caught in the rain during her gym class or PE class or whatever, and she was scared about it. She wouldn't go. She would have stayed home if she knew that it was going to rain. So it rained down on her, and that's when her hair started to frizz up and stuff, where it can turn into an afro. And now everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's black, but she's been acting like she's passing as white or whatever. And mind you, this is happening in 2014, and I don't know, just how people are responding to like how her hair is and stuff. It's making it seem like it shouldn't be happening in 2014. You know, because I'm thinking in my head what happened in 2014, and I was in college. I was a junior, going to be a senior in college in 2014, and for them to be like this is just, I don't know, it's not realistic to me. But then again, this is happening in the South. But I also have family. I have family in Georgia. I have family in Atlanta, Moultrie, and I have family in Savannah. So I don't know. It's like this one question. It says, can black girls really look that white? Who asked that? And this is the year of 2014. I don't know if I don't find this as realistic. Like the hair thing and stuff, like that's realistic. That happens like when your hair frizzes up and stuff like that, depending on your hair texture. My hair texture is a 4C, and my hair did that. Once it hits water and stuff like that, it can get really frizzy and stuff like that. But it all depends on your hair texture, because everyone's hair is different. Everyone's hair texture is different. They all have different reactions to water and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if I find this realistic. Like, they're just shocked. I'm like, all this time she was black. We knew she was black, you know, and then you have the white kids who are like, oh my God, she's been acting white this whole time, but she's black. And even the principal was like, well, isn't her father white? He was like, yeah, but apparently he was with a black woman. And it talks about her mom died during childbirth. So I don't know. I'm still getting into it. I don't know if I think that this is realistic for me anyways. It might be realistic to others, but I'm just thinking of like the time period is 2014. I know they're in the South, but I literally have family in the South. And I have some family down in the South who do look white, but they are black. But that's another thing. They are black. And that's who they act, they're black. There's no other way to put it. They don't go, by white passing. They don't do that. And hence that's what Maddie is doing. And I would imagine because of her father, he wants her to be that way. He doesn't want her to, so she's going as white passing. I know, it's 2022. I know some people that still do that. People probably still do that. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments, like, what you think about it. Like, especially if you read it, like, what are your thoughts? Because I'm just thinking it's 2014. I don't know if people would have been so surprised and start bullying her and putting pencils in her hair. Now, bullying, that's definitely real. That's definitely realistic when it comes to bullying, especially in high school. Like, when I saw someone being bullied, I would definitely stand up for them. And I was like, what the fuck you think you're doing? Leave them alone. Like, I was that type of person. I do not agree with bullying. I never will agree with bullying. I don't condone with it. I don't agree with it whatsoever. I don't, because it's traumatizing, and you don't know what that person is going through. So I was always the person just standing up against the bully, because I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. But I don't know. The hair thing is realistic. The bullying thing is realistic, but how like they're acting, I don't find it as realistic, but who knows? Let me know. These are just my thoughts as I'm reading this, but it's something. It's something. I'm definitely going to keep reading. Hopefully probably get to like I said, I'm close to page 50, so I'm just talking now. I'm talking earlier than page 50, but it is what it is. I just had thoughts in my head, and I'm like, I need to share them to figure out what are y'all's thoughts. Maybe if I'm wrong, let me know. But just from having family in the South and stuff, and how my family are in the South, I also have family in Florida as well. But when this is in Georgia, so I'm speaking on my family that lives in Georgia, and I've been to Georgia multiple times in my life. So it's just, I don't know. Let me know. Just let me know your thoughts. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm back because I just got to a part that sort of just pissed me off. So we have Kenny, who's the, on the football team, and he has a group of friends, and he is the only black kid out of his whole group of friends. So they literally consider him like the black people whisperer because he's the only black kid in the group. And pretty much like he's the token black boy, right? He's the only black person in the group. And then I did not like this part. He was like, who cares if he was the only black guy in their crew? They never treated him different. They didn't see color. So why couldn't he ever shake the nagging longing to know what the black kids were thinking? And the part that gets me, it says they didn't see color. I'm like, all right. So, technically speaking, if you don't see color, then how do you know you're white? Like, that's, I think that's a valid question. I don't know. Right now, it's just like a token black boy type of vibe. Like, But yeah, all jokes aside, like, seriously, he literally says they didn't see color. Apparently they did when they kept saying like, oh my God, she's black. Oh, Maddie is black. She's been acting white this whole time, but she's black. But then he just says they didn't see color. That's interesting to me. Whatever. That's just my little thoughts. I'm not going to speak on nothing else. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to read a little bit more, and then I'll tally up my thoughts. All right, so I officially made it to page 50, and I will say I want to take something back. So I guess still in small towns, especially in Georgia, this can have some accuracy. Because when I was thinking about it, I'm thinking about also my experiences in college in the year of 2014 when I was a junior going to be a senior. And this is the spring of 2014. Because I'm thinking this of like prom and stuff, so that's the year I'm thinking about that as far as high schools go. But as far as my college experience, there was a lot of kids, especially like there was a lot of white kids from small towns, and they weren't really knowledgeable about a lot of things. And in the South, there's still some areas where things are segregated. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's still a thing. Like even in like the last page where it says where they had a blurb about Fox 5 and how they were bullying Maddie and stuff like that, throwing pencils in her hair and whatnot. It says one parent, Rhonda Richburg, had some choice words. And she said, in a town that still holds segregated proms, I'm not surprised one bit they bullied that girl. So we have that. So, I mean, it's still a thing. It's not, so it is realistic in a sense. It's just, since I don't live in a small town, so I'm thinking like, okay, I need to like think about this. Like, I don't live in a small town. I live in a city, but I'm thinking of my family in Georgia. I'm thinking of people that I've known in college that are from, not specifically Georgia, but are from small towns in general. So I'm trying to give a perspective, and so, yeah, there is some accuracy with this. It's just I have to step out of my own box and think about other things. And that's what I'm trying to do, especially with this vlog. So there is that. So it is some accuracy to a degree. But I would also say, like, I have noticed that in Tiffany D. Jackson's writing, the parents in the books are garbage, just complete trash. And that goes for Maddie's father as well. Like, he is complete trash, like abusing her, making sure that her hair is straightened, and stuff like that. And how, asking her, do you really want to look like a Negro? Like, he literally says that. And she says, no, I do not. And, he locks her in her closet or whatever. But she sees images and pictures and stuff of these white girls and stuff with blue eyes and nice hair and stuff like that. But then there's a time where her father and herself are, and Maddie are, eating dinner and watching TV on VHS and like movies or whatever. And then as he falls asleep, that's when Imitation of Life comes on. And I've watched Imitation of Life. And when she watches Imitation of Life, she's looking mostly at Sarah Jane. But she's really looking at her mother. Because that's what she's wanting. That's what she's longing for, a mother to be with her. And her mother in general, like, because Sarah Jane's mother is black. And Sarah Jane is biracial. She had a white father or whatever. But, in society, she is still considered black. So I will say, like, that's what she's missing. She's missing the essence of her mother. She's, a woman figure in her life and stuff like that. And just how her father is treating Maddie is so traumatizing. And it breaks my heart just reading this. Like, I put the book down for a minute because I started tearing up because it's a lot. It's very traumatizing. But it's good. I mean, I'm giving you my thoughts as I'm reading it because I want it to be, my thoughts and accurate, and give you my full experience on reading this. But yeah, I'm actually on page 69 actually. So I'm on chapter 4. I'm going to read a little bit more, probably get to page maybe 100 or 150 and then go from there. Good morning, everyone. Today is October the 11th, which is on a Tuesday morning. I'm taking my daughter to school. And I'm going to let y'all know, like, I read a little bit more and then went to sleep. Like, well, I will say this. I talked to a couple of my friends. So, there's that. But, other than that, I mean, after that I went to bed. There wasn't a lot much reading once I had to go to bed. I was like, I need to go to bed because I gotta take Kiana to school. Because if I stayed up longer, I probably would have overslept and she would have been late for school and stuff like that. So yeah, but overall, it's, from what I told you about my thoughts, I really have nothing else to say. I'm gonna keep reading it, see how I feel about it. And I really feel for Maddie. I feel bad for her and how her dad is doing her and stuff like that. I really do. Like, it breaks my heart. So, like, it just breaks my heart. But I relate when it comes to the hot comb and everything and stuff like that. As a kid, I remember that. Like, my mom, maybe she burned me maybe once or twice. And then she's like, hold that ear. If y'all don't know, y'all know, like, you would hold your ear so they can get your edges and stuff back here, all that good stuff. So I remember those days when I was a kid. And I didn't know any better. I didn't know what I was asking for, for my hair and stuff. Like, my hair, I have a 4C texture hair. And it's very hard to manage. It's very thick. My daughter has the exact same texture as me. So her hair is it's long and thick. And when somebody tries to comb through it, it's ridiculous. Like, when I would get my hair done and, the hairdresser would blow dry my hair, with the comb, it came with the comb attached to the blow dryer, the hair dryer or whatever. And my hair would literally break the little teeth off of the little comb because it was that thick. So it was I'm having, like I said, I was having moments and reminiscing of my time, when I was a kid, and what my hair, what I wanted my hair to look like at the time, not knowing what I was doing, not knowing that, my mom didn't even know. She just was listening to me because I told her I was tired of my hair not being manageable at the time. You know, I didn't know better. You know, I just wanted my hair to be manageable. But I still never like messed with my hair because it was just that bad. It's like I did not want to touch my hair. And so my mom just took me to the hairdresser and stuff like that. She was able to, which I do appreciate her for doing that. What was I about to say? But yeah, I was like, I didn't know what I was doing with my hair. I didn't know I was damaging it. You know, I did not know, especially heat damage is a thing. And when you put so much heat on your, you know, on your hair, it tends to break off. You know, and it took me a while to, you know, to learn that lesson. And once I hit college, you know, I was embracing my hair for what my hair looks like, for my texture and all that stuff. You know, I rocked my protective hairstyle and my hair was constantly growing and stuff like that. And then eventually, you know, last year I started my lock journey. So sometimes you have to go through a journey with your hair to realize what you want your hair to, you know, what you want your hair to look like. Where, you know, what journey do you want to take with your hair in general? So yeah, it's a long way. It's just, you know, I'm glad that I learned the value of my hair and that my hair is beautiful regardless of the texture, regardless of what it looks like. So I am happy that I finally learned that, and I put that into my kids. Sorry, good gracious. I tried to ingrain that in my kids and tell them like their hair is beautiful. Like I always tell Kiana, like her hair is beautiful regardless if she has locks, regardless if she has braids, regardless, her hair is always beautiful no matter what. So, and I always tell my sons that too. You know, my son technically, my oldest son technically does not care about, like, except he wants his bun. He has to have a bun. So he does love his hair. So I'm glad he loves his hair. I'm glad my daughter loves her hair. And, you know, I'm sure when Caden gets older, he'll say the same. But overall, like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's just sometimes it's hard moments, especially how our father treats Maddie. But I'm going on a tangent because yeah, it's just that scene about her hair and what her dad did to her, and how Kenny is like the token black boy in his school at this point, in his little clique or his group, the kid, you know, that he hangs out with. So I did not like that. It just makes me feel like makes my skin crawl. But I mean, it seems like he realizes that he is a token black boy, but doesn't at the same time. Like, especially when they come for him advice about black people, because he's the black friend in the group. Like, I think he realizes that he is the token black boy, but then again, he brushes it aside and just goes with it. So, I don't know. I do not know. But, yeah, but that is my little update so far this morning. I'm still heading to take my daughter to school, but I will check in later. There's some errands I gotta do, and then go from there. But I hope everyone's having a great morning or a great day wherever you may be, and I will give you more updates in just probably in a few hours. So see ya. Good afternoon, everyone. So last time you saw me, I dropped my daughter off at school, and then I just went back home and went to sleep. Now I just left the post office to have something delivered to Bree from Bree Shree Reads, just to let you know. I have not read one thing at all, but once I do my errands and stuff, I'll definitely continue on reading that, probably when I'm in the car line to pick up my daughter. And then she has tutoring, so then I'll be driving up north. So I'll be reading a good amount today. If I don't finish today, I'll definitely finish it tomorrow, but I should get a big old chunk out of it. But I'm definitely heading to get some gas. It's $3.95 over here, so I guess that's the cheapest, because the other spot is like $3.99. So I'll probably get gas right here. Actually, gas is going up and I can't stand it, but whatever, it is what it is. I need gas in order to get my car moving and get to where I need to go. So it is what it is. It breaks my heart every time I come to the gas station, but what can you do? Like, what can you do? So, yep, so doing this right now, and then do some returns, because I also bought some books from Amazon that I didn't realize that was charged on my card. And I'm going to take them back because I have them already, so I don't necessarily need them. So, yeah. So, stay tuned. We're going to run some errands, and I'll give you more updates when I read a little bit more of the book, The Way to Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. Alright, y'all. So, I'm in Carline, and I'm just now getting into The Way to Blood again. And I want to punch Jules. Like, I want to punch her, like, right now. I can't stand, I don't know. Wendy, I don't know. I don't think I like her. Charlotte, I don't like her. And Jules, I definitely do not like her. I don't. I don't like how Wendy, I don't know. It's just weird, especially with her relationship with Kenny. Like, I don't know. But Jules, like, I can't stand her, especially when she says Jules waved it off. Something about some kid getting killed for doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing in the first place. And they bring up, like, it says, not with all the attention those Black Lives, Black Pride protests are getting over in Greenville. It says, Wendy countered, her brow furrowed. Those protests have been popping up all over the country. And that's when Jules brought up, oh, it was something about some kid getting killed for doing something he wasn't supposed to do in the first place. And I just got pissed. Like, I want to punch Jules right in the fucking face. Like, I want to punch her. Like, I want to punch her. And I'm guessing, since this is in 2014, I'm guessing this is, the kid that they're talking about or referring to is, Trayvon Martin. I could be mistaken, because it's not, Trayvon Martin's not the only case. There's so many boys and women that have been killed, and you know, killed. So, I don't know. This is just what I'm assuming. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll bring up his name. Maybe not. We shall see. Or I'll look into the acknowledgements after I read the book. But, yeah, Jules is a fucking bitch. Like, I want to fucking hate her. Like, I just want to, like, I hate her, and I just want to physically punch her in the face, even though this is a fictional story, but still, like, she's getting on my nerves. But that's all. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not gonna update y'all until I at least get to page 200, and I'm only on page 75. So, like, correction, how I was assuming it was Trayvon Martin, and I was like, I don't know why I assumed, because with Trayvon Martin, that happened 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a whole other incident, because there's a boy that comes out telling them that he's the one that recorded the video showing how people were throwing pencils in Maddie's hair. So it's gone viral. Everyone's seen it. And so then you have Jules, Wendy, and Charlotte are trying to figure out how they could possibly fix all this and make it better where they don't seem like they're racist. And they're saying that they're not racist, but they are. So they're trying to put they consider the black prom and the white prom together, so that would no longer be segregated. And Kenny's also in the middle, because he's just want to be quiet. He just wants to be invisible. He even, like, says that he forgets that he's black. I don't know how you forget that, brother, but whatever. But anyways, so they are trying to put the prom together instead of be segregated, and some people are not happy about it. Some people want to stick with tradition, is what they call it. But anyway, so the person that recorded the video, his name was Rashad Young, and he's black, and he said, so what made you, so this little podcast or whatever, it's Michael asked him, so what made you press record? And Rashad said, let me go back. So it says, the mystery man comes forward. Rashad said, living around all them racist assholes, it wasn't safe for me to tell anybody, especially after everything that happened. They would have pointed the finger at me and strung me up. But he said he pressed record because he said 2 weeks before everything went down, there was a shooting of an unarmed black kid caught on video in Greenville. BP organized a huge protest down to the mayor's office. The marshals came and tried to break it up, but it got ugly and businesses started burning. Yeah, the cops got fired, but if they hadn't caught it on video, they would have got away with it. I guess I thought that I should start recording things that happened in Springville too. It's like, unless we had proof, people would believe the fucked up shit we went through. I just didn't think I would catch something happening so soon. So he comes forward saying, you know, what the reasoning why he recorded it and why he's now coming out and saying that he did it. So yeah, so it's not Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry about the assumption, because I'm thinking like, wait, Trayvon Martin, that was in the year of 2012. This is 2014. So I do apologize with that assumption. I don't like assuming, but I don't know how it came off. That's what it seemed like, but I do apologize. But yeah, so that's where I am right now. I know I promised that I would come back here when I was on page 200. I'm only on page 105, but I just wanted to clear that up. I'm trying to make this, you know, these are my thoughts and stuff as I'm reading this book. And you know, it's sad how segregated proms, especially in the South, are still happening. And it's interesting because I reached out to one of my cousins in Georgia. I won't say the specific town, but he did tell me, like, it's not, his school doesn't do it, but there's other schools in that small town that still do segregated proms. So it is accurate. It still happens. I mean, it's not even just the South. Like it can happen anywhere and everywhere. And what I said earlier, especially when I went to college, and a lot of people that attended the college were from small towns, and they were telling me their stories and stuff like that. So it is a real thing. So just wanted to clarify that. But yep, continuing on reading this, and I'll give y'all some updates later. Hey y'all, so I picked up Kiana. My son's in the back in the car. Hey. Hi. Saying hi. And then Caden's back there. But so I'm just waiting in the Chipotle's parking lot because I want some Chipotle, and I get Chipotle at least once a week. Just once. Nothing too crazy. It's manageable. But yeah, I'm waiting in the parking lot until it's time for me to actually pick up my food to go through the pickup lane, because I'm not going inside. I refuse. So I'm outside here, just waiting until it's close to my time, because I literally just ordered it maybe 5 minutes ago. So I think I have like 10 minutes left, and then it should be done. But I read I'm 50% in of The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. And and this is like real life shit, like how people have friends and they just let them do whatever the fuck they want, let them bully people and such. And this was beyond, like, Jules was bullying people, but this was beyond just disrespectful. When they had like a costume thing or rally at their at the school, and they have their costumes, I believe Kenny and Wendy was eggs and bacon or whatever, I think. And then you have Jules coming in with her boyfriend or whatever, and she walks in black-faced and has a shirt that says Maddie on it. I wanted to cuss her out. I'm like, all right, please somebody hit her. Please somebody, because I want to hit her so bad. Like, I just can't. But then again, like, I also am pissed at Wendy because she doesn't hold her friends accountable. But also, Kenny is not off the hook either, because he doesn't hold his friends accountable as well. Like, no one is holding anyone accountable. And this is also just realistic shit. Like, we see it all the time where no one is holding their friends accountable for their actions whatsoever. And I'm like, it looks bad for you too, boo. Like, you look bad as fuck. You are affiliated with these people. These are your friends, and you just letting it slide. You're not saying anything. You are just sitting there being quiet. Now, mind you, Wendy does say something to Jules, but she didn't really put her, make her accountable. She was just saying, like, that was not right, girl. And she's like, well, Maddie just destroyed my life. I'm like, girl, you destroyed your own life. You're bullying people, and people put that on social media. So that's why you don't have a scholarship to your college anymore. You ain't going to college now, sweetie. Like, you're not. You can't blame nobody but yourself. And I hate that when people blame other people because of their own actions. I can't stand it. And that's where I am right now, as I got to the 50% mark for Weight of Blood. And I'm over Jules. I'm over Jules. And we get to have more information regarding her father, how they own like a store, like an antique store, how he was able to have that antique store is because he had a first edition comic that was in good condition or whatever. And he was able to get sell that comic for $200,000 or whatever. So that's how he's able to get that shop, and that's how Maddie's been, working for him and stuff, for her dad and everything. So there is some background as far as Maddie's father, what he does for a living, and his background as far as his family, and what he went through, because he was also abused by his father. And not to justify him like abusing Maddie, because it's still wrong. But then again, I feel like family curses are a thing. It trickles down on for generations and generations, and it's up to us to break that, to break it, to break all that trauma in our families, just to break it, break the cycle. So yeah, that's where I am now. Then of course, this is like based off of Carrie. So there are some things that have some similarities, like Wendy asking Kenny to ask Maddie to the prom and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's going to be similarities to Carrie. So I don't know if I said that before, but I'm going to say it again if I did. So there's going to be similarities very close to some scenes from Carrie itself. My son's hilarious. But yeah, that's my 5 cents for now, as I got to the 50% mark. I know I have a live discussion for the Sword of Kaigen today at 8 p.m. It's only going to be for an hour. And then I'm going to read more of The Weight of Blood tonight, and then go to bed, because I have to get up and go to work tomorrow. So this vlog probably won't finish out until tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. So that's fine, because after I do the vlog, I also want to sit down and just give you all my thoughts, like as a whole, what I think of the book, how I think of the writing, and everything like that. So yeah, sorry that I'm giving like a big old spiel, but I'm really just telling y'all how I feel about it so far. So it is realistic. There are some things that, Tiffany D. Jackson writes, she's written a lot of work. Like I said, I loved Monday's Not Coming. It just, White Smoke wasn't hitting for me. But for this book, it's hitting me in areas that it makes me look back into my childhood and stuff like that. So I do like that aspect, because it makes me think about my life as a kid, what I had seen and stuff like that. And I think sometimes you need books not to just be always traumatizing, but just to have you remember what had happened. That way it doesn't repeat itself again. That way the cycle doesn't keep going and happening for generations. So I appreciate that. But like I said, it's still traumatizing to go through memory lane. But then again, sometimes you need that to realize and evaluate yourself on how you want to move in your life, how you want to treat your kids or whoever is with you, or your future husband or future wife, whatever it may be. So, so yeah, so I'm enjoying it so far. But that is my little spiel. I think it's about time for me to get into the Chipotle line. So I think it should be ready. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now. Alright, get into this line. Chipotle. Alright, here we go. So as you can see, I got my Chipotle, and then I also got some Starbucks. I needed some Starbucks today, so. Hey, what's up, everyone? So had dinner, talked to my husband for a little bit, got the kids ready for bed. Now I am setting up the StreamYard for the live discussion for the Sword of Kaigen live discussions, because it was supposed to be last Sunday, this past Sunday, but my kids were really sick, so I had to take care of them, make sure they're good before I do anything else. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have shared it with my members. I'm also going to put that in my community tab as well, so that way they know they don't get that notification. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. After the live discussion, I'll probably be reading more of The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson once I'm done with this live discussion, which I think it might go for at least maybe 45 minutes to an hour. The hour would be, you know, ideal. So we shall see. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to this book. Let me show you, which I tabbed it up. There's a lot of things happening in this book, and I really loved it. I appreciated it so much. So I tabbed it up. Have a lot of good things to discuss. It was just really well written. It was just done so beautifully, and it makes me think of like now I want to read the Theonite series to go along with it. And apparently Robin is in that Theonite series, so we'll get to see more of him from this book. But yeah, that's what the live discussion is going to be about. I'm about to set that up now. So yeah, I will see y'all in a little bit. All right, y'all, just got done with the live discussion for the Sword of Kaigen. Now I'm in a little group chat with who I consider my friends. We're just planning stuff, getting everything going. Hi. And this is really nice just to talk about stuff. It's really nice. I like it. But yeah, finished up the live discussion. I might not get into more of Weight of Blood tonight. I might call it a night. I did get to 50% today, so I'll probably read the rest of the 50% tomorrow during Bree's rereads, Bree sprints tomorrow, since it's Wednesday. That's when she has her sprints, so that's probably going to be when I when I read the last 50% of the Weight of Blood. But I will give y'all updates later on. I'm about to do a little bit more planning and stuff with everyone, and then head out and go to sleep. But I will catch y'all tomorrow. See ya. Good morning, everyone. Today is October the 12th, I believe. Yeah, it's the 12th. So yeah, I figured I was hoping to be done with the Weight of Blood last night, but it is what it is. I plan on finishing it today because I just have 50% left. So I do plan on doing that. Of course, I have to go to work. I'll finish the book after work. And then, you okay, bud? You okay? Hey, buddy. So we have that. I'm taking my daughter to school, then dropping my sons off. I'm at my dad's, and then I need to head to work. You know, I'm just being positive that it's going to be a great day, which it has been at work. So, you know, I try to make it a positive type of situation, and not to make it a stressful situation. I've been in the workplace where it's just stressful and toxic, and I'm glad this is like where I am now. This is not the case, and I feel like because I enjoy books and stuff like that, so I am happy that I found something that is not stressful, and I'm able to just do my job and then go home and then enjoy my family, right? I'm not working like 8 to 5, you know, nothing too crazy, because I feel like with the job that I used to have, it was just time consuming, and sometimes they would have me work when I'm at home, when I'm supposed to be off. It's just, I'm just glad I'm in a better working environment and have more time to spend with my kids and still do things with my kids in the evenings. So I'm happy about that. But yep, on my way to take my daughter to school. I will catch you up in a little bit. Right after I drop off my sons, I'm heading to work. So y'all will see me probably later on in the evening. So catch y'all later. Hey, what's up, everyone? Long time no see. I just got off work and I'm still full of energy, which I love. I'm not there all day and I still get to spend time with my family in the evening. So yeah, so it's been a productive evening. I love the people that I work with. It's a chill environment. It's not toxic or nothing in that nature. Like, I really enjoy what I do. I really do. So sometimes I feel like hopefully I'm making a difference, especially when I recommend certain things to people. When they ask me for recommendations, I will definitely do it in a heartbeat. So yeah. But I'm about to pick up my daughter from school right now, so that's where I'm heading. And then I have to pick up my sons literally right after I pick her up. So have 2 stops, and then finally I'll be home, chill with my husband for a little bit before he goes off to work in the evening. And then yeah, but that's it. I'll keep y'all posted. So I made it to my daughter's school. I'm in the car line right now. So I'm gonna start reading some more of The Weight of Blood and go from there. And I don't know if I didn't mention this already, but this is, of course, yes, it's a reading vlog that I wanted to do this year for Tiffany D. Jackson's book specifically. But this book is also part of my Black Wayne-a-thon TBR. Just in case y'all missed my Black Wayne-a-thon announcement and TBR, I'll leave that link up above. But I just want to make that clear, just to let y'all know, this is not only purposely do I want to do a reading vlog for this book, but this is also part of my Black Wayne-a-thon TBR. But I am currently on chapter 12, which, like I said, I'm only 50% in, but I plan on finishing this book tonight. Yes, tonight. And I believe today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today. I keep losing track of what day is what. Like, sorry. So today's Wednesday. So I know that Bree has her sprints tonight. So if I'll probably finish the book tonight, or hopefully I finish it prior to her reading sprints. That way I can start reading something else. Either continue with Nana by Brandon Macy, or to read My Soul to Keep by Tannery Dew. So maybe one of those two, or I might read something completely different. So we shall see. But I'm gonna stop chatting and get to reading. All right, y'all, so I picked up my daughter, and of course my sons, they back here, and you got a popsicle. Y'all are so spoiled.
Maybe gonna give me a present.
Well, you have to wait until she's not back from work. Whatever. He is so funny. All right, so I'm about to head home now.
We gotta lay down.
Check and see what we have, where I can make some dinner tonight.
And lay down. We go to bed.
Yeah, dinner, homework, and then, well, they're going to bed, well, and all that. So dinner, homework, reading before bed, of course. Then y'all are going to bed. Mom's probably going to read and do reading sprints. That's great. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing while y'all sleeping, because it's going to be y'all's bedtime by the time it starts sprinting. Because, so yeah, especially y'all, I bumped up y'all's bedtime because y'all don't know how to get up in the morning when mommy tells you to get dressed. So I'm thinking that means y'all need to go to bed sooner. So that's what y'all are doing and gonna remain doing until then. So yep, so I'm heading home now. See my husband for a little bit. I don't know if he's off or not, so it depends on his work schedule. He does have a flexible job, so I am grateful and appreciative of that. But it's been a little hectic since I, started working again, which, I knew that was going to happen. That's expected to happen. Because I was mostly, home with the kids, doing everything with them, and then I would be dropping them off for school and then picking them up from school, taking Kiana to her tutoring sessions, which I still do.
Mommy, I don't have no goal.
I know, Keandre, but I think now but since he also has a different work schedule where he works in the mornings and then he also works in the evenings, so once I get off, he's pretty much about to head out the door around 5 o'clock. So anything that's in the evenings, I'm in charge of, especially when it comes to the kids, like for Kiana's gymnastics, her gymnastics sessions or lessons, whatever you want to call it, is in the evenings, like later on in the evenings. So we just signed her up for the winter sessions, so I'm sure she's going to be excited about that. I do need to get her some dedicated sweats for when she goes to gymnastics for the winter time. Because I remember when I was in high school, like when I did volleyball, basketball, and I ran track, I had like designated sweats that I would wear after practice. And I'm not trying to have her get sick and stuff, because when she sweats and stuff and then she heads outside, it's cold. So I need to get some dedicated sweats for her to wear to and from gymnastics. So that's something that I'll probably end up doing, and seeing what my store's got. I always try to find sales. Macy's are good on sales. Sometimes I'll go on Carter's website to see what sweats they have, because I also have rewards, so I can always use my reward points and stuff for that as well. So we shall see, but just giving y'all a little update about my life and everything. I read a little bit of the weight of blood, not a lot. I got a little bit distracted, but it is what it is. I don't really have nothing else to say about that until I read a little bit more into it, at least the last 50% of the book, and then I feel like I'll have a lot to say about it. So I hope everyone's day is going great. I'm about to focus on the road, and I'll give y'all updates in a little bit. So see ya.
Goodbye, Mom.
Hey everyone, so I've been home. I made dinner, chilled with my family a little bit, chilled with my husband before he went off to work this evening, took care of the kids, got them in bed, gave them their medicine. We did the whole nine. Then after that, I did some filming, which you will see some videos. you'll probably see those videos before you even see this one, this vlog, to be quite honest, because they've been need to be uploaded and out. So sorry, but you know, I have a hectic work schedule, so yeah, but those videos should be coming out. Definitely look out for my October TBR, which is my books I'll be reading outside of Black Readathon, and also look out for my September wrap up. So those are the two videos that should be coming out very, very soon. So I did that. Now I can finally read. I can finally read and do what I need to do. But I'm on page 213. I would like to be completely done with this book tonight, and then start and then do my whole view of it after I've finished it, like a reflection of everything that I read and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what I'm about to do. And then also Bree is having her sprints tonight, so I'll definitely be joining her and then go from there. So I will catch y'all later. See ya. So I'm at well, I just finished that part where Kenny talks to his sister and how like she doesn't know much, like how can she trust Maddie? Like she chose to identify herself as white, and Callie said that was a privilege for her to do so. And you know, Callie mentioned how she's treated because has a darker complexion and she can't escape that, and Maddie had a privilege to do a lot of things to promote change and everything like that, and she didn't do it. So I do understand what Callie is coming from. And like there you have this colorism within the Black community, which it saddens me how that is and stuff like that. And I wish that'd be like a conversation all of us could have when it comes to colorism and the origins of colorism. And that hurt me when I was because I'm hybrid reading it as well and listening, and how she's talking to her brother about it and stuff like that. And also, he was having some empathy and sympathy for Maddie because she didn't know any better. Based on how her father was, based on how he raised her, that's all she knew, and she was just following his orders, just following what he told her to do because that's her father, and he abuses her. So he was also giving his sister a perspective, putting herself in Maddie's shoes, and I think she was starting to grasp it. But then also, I'm liking how you have this dynamic now between Kenny and Wendy, and how Wendy is now becoming jealous of Maddie for no reason whatsoever, because of, she heard rumors that they went out on a date or whatever. Kenny said that was out of guilt. There was nothing. But to come to find out, like, Kenny I think he's really falling for Maddie because she is different. She is not like everybody he's been around. She's nothing like Wendy, which, he does say that in the book. Like, let me go to that page. Because they're talking about prom and how she hasn't called him or whatever about what color dress she's wearing. But he says, Maddie still hadn't emailed or called. Wasn't she interested in getting to know him too? Some girls would kill for the chance to be alone with him. But Maddie isn't like other girls, he reminded himself. She was different. He liked different. So yeah, I think that was just very interesting how he's really starting to like her and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's the part where I am now. I see a shift and change of how Kenny feels about certain things and about himself, about his friends and the people that are in his circle. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. But I just want to give y'all a little bit of an update before I continue on reading. And now I'm about to hop on Bree's sprint. So I will give you more updates probably at the end of the sprints, see where I am. Maybe I finish the book, maybe not. We shall see. But I'll give y'all little updates a little bit later. So catch y'all later.
This book, and it's supposedly worse than the next book. I'm going to be fighting in that book, the next one.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I still have to get Amari and the Great Game. I still haven't got it yet, and I'm looking at my shelves and I'm like, I need one more shelf now because I have books that are stacking on the sides and stuff. Yeah, I need just one more shelf. Yes.
It's so, look at the receipts. It's so pretty.
I know. I can't wait. I need to read that book.
I know he's writing the third one, so I'm telling you, she better come out throwing blows, and she better come out a whole change, running shit type of thing.
All right, y'all. So, the Bree's reading sprints ended, and so I wanted to finish the book before I went to bed. That way, I can sit on everything of what I read, reflect on what I read, and then later on give my full review for the book. And I will say that ending I was not expecting. It was like a roller coaster. I really enjoyed this book. Tiffany D. Jackson did her thing. So you'll hear more from me later on once I sit on everything and self-reflect on what I read. But that ending was just, wow. I was not expecting it, and how it ends, it makes you like wonder about Maddie and Kenny or Kendrick, and where they may be if Kendrick is off, if he went to college, and Maddie went to see her mom who lives in South Carolina, or did Maddie and Kendrick both leave together and went to South Carolina to see her mom? And the big reveal about where she got her powers and stuff from, like telekinesis and stuff like that, that I was not expecting at all. So yeah, I'm not going to give you my rating yet. Like I said, I'm going to sit on it since I finished the book, and yeah, I will wrap everything up tomorrow. But that is it. Y'all will be getting my thoughts, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting full wrap up for this vlog, so stay tuned for that. See ya. Hey, what's up, y'all? So I'm back. Like I told you last night, I wanted to take a day to process, to ponder, to reflect on everything that I read regarding The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. And last night I did finish the book. I had a lot of thoughts. I've had a lot of thoughts and stuff throughout the entire vlog about this book right here. And after having a day to self-reflect and to take in everything that I read, I can honestly say that Tiffany D. Jackson, she did her thing with The Weight of Blood. Now y'all, like, I was skeptical about this book because of how I felt when I read White Smoke last year by her. I felt like it wasn't for me. I felt there was no accuracy whatsoever, but I still enjoyed Tiffany Jackson's other works. I still loved Allegedly, Monday's Not Coming. Like, I loved it. So I was like, maybe it was just not hitting. White Smoke wasn't hitting for me, but The Weight of Blood, it was hitting. Like, it did not miss the mark whatsoever. The accuracy was on point. There was research involved, which is acknowledged in her acknowledgments, which I will gladly read to you right now before I even get into, the full review and how and everything that I grasped in this book. So for the acknowledgments, it says, "These last 5 years have been nothing short of amazing. If you saw my dedication, you know I still stand in awe at the fact that I'm an actual author with several books. A huge thank you to my awesome devoted readers, bookstagrammers, TikTokers, students, educators, bloggers, boozy book clubs, and grandmamas." I really appreciate how much you have all loved on me. Hope you've enjoyed this homage to Stephen King, as he has been one of my idols for as long as I've been a reader and lover of horror. Speaking of which, to Mr. King, you are one of my greatest inspirations. Thank you for giving me the books and movies that have kept me company most of my time. Specifically want to thank Marlene Ganator for helping me with the telekinesis research, Justin Reynolds for the crash course in football, Donald Short for the power plant info, and Linda Jackson, aka Mommy, for the list of classic movies and TV shows. All these years of watching TCM has really paid off. Thank you for the copy editors. Despite me wanting to fight you half the time, you are the absolute unsung heroes of our industry. My books would be a hot mess without you. To my editor, Benjamin Rosenthal, thank you for always standing by my side and having my back. To the entire team at HarperCollins, it takes a village to raise a book, and I'm glad to be a part of yours. To my agent, Jenny Bent, I am immensely grateful for your brilliant brain. To my beta readers, Natasha Diaz, Bethany Morrow, and Ashley Woodfolk, your notes on Black girls took this book exactly where it needed to be. Big shout out to my twin, Lamar Giles, who while welcoming his baby girl into the world, still took the time to field my anxiety. To Chanel and Jessica, thank you for holding me down during the height of COVID-19. I loved our bubble and weekly Zoom updates. To my family, thank you for being constant supporters and never pulling me away from the TV when I was little, especially when my favorite horror movie came on. And to God, I thank you. So she put a lot into this book. She went through a lot writing this book and during this book, especially during COVID. So it gives you a sense that she had really took the time to research and really to hone into the characters and the characters that she was writing about, and her inspiration from the movies and stuff she grew up watching when it came to horror films. So I have to give her flowers for this amazing work. But anyway, so let's get back into the book alone. I loved it. It was well written. There was never a moment where I felt like, I don't know. You know, like it wasn't like that like last year for me with White Smoke. It wasn't like that at all. And for me getting to know Maddie, for me getting to know her father and having to know his background, and then to have that ending, it had me thinking, like, now I know, like, I believe I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't give it a 5, and this is just something because I'm a reader, and I have a thing about that, is, like, the endings. Like, for White Smoke, the ending, there was hardly any ending. It made you wonder, like, is there going to be another book? And it had to lead you into assumptions about these characters. Well, she did this. She did that with The Weight of Blood. There's assumptions, and we're assuming about Maddie and Kenny and Wendy and all of that, and like Maddie's mother. There's like assumptions, but we never get the real answer, you know, to what happened to Kenny or Maddie specifically, or to her mother, except for her location. So I didn't really like that, but I still gave her 4 or 5 stars, and that's still a great rating. So I still enjoyed it. But anyways, so we get to meet Maddie. She's in Georgia. She goes to high school, and she went to PE. Next thing you know, it is raining, and she checked the forecast, and it said that it wasn't going to rain, but it did. So it rained, and when it rained, that's when people started to realize that how she's been acting and who she's been betraying is not really true, and they find out that she is black and not white. And I can't fault Maddie for acting white or portraying to be white, you know, white passing, because of that's from how she was raised from her father, and that's what her father commanded her to do. That was like the thing that she had to constantly do was her father. Her father is white and her mom was black. And this is what he told her what to do, because if she does this and this, A to Y and Z, the people are going to hate you and all this other stuff. He gave a spiel about that at the very ending of the book as well. Like, they're always going to hate you. They murder your people. They abuse your people. They kill your people. And this is not what I wanted for you, and stuff like that. But yeah. So people find out that she's black because when the rain touched her hair, it started to frizz and stuff, and she, turned into like an afro. And I already told you, like in my vlog, like when my hair, I remember when I was out at my it was like a field trip with my my classmates or whatever. My hair was straight, it was straightened, and the rain started happening, and that's when my hair started to frizz up and it turned into an afro. I was a little embarrassed, but no one really talked about me about my hair. But just not seeing people like constantly like seeing other people's hair like me, you know, you would think like you would want your hair to be straight. And that was back then, that was a society where that was a thing, like your hair needed to be straightened and stuff like that. And I went through that as a kid. And that's what Maddie is going through. Like her father put that hot iron comb on the stove, got grease in her hair, and started straightening it and burning her at the same time. And it's just, I feel like maybe some of us has gone through that time, that moment in our lives where that's what we thought was beautiful, until now, and in this day and age where no matter what hair texture, no matter what it looks like, your hair is still beautiful. That is your crown. Embrace it. So we go through that, and then we go through Kenny and his little peoples, where they were like his friends, so to speak, were bullying Maddie. And then that video, like, you know, somebody recorded it on social media, and that got spread, and there was a lot of consequences to the people that were bullying her and during that time, messing with her hair, throwing pencils in her hair. And in this group, you have Jules, and you have Wendy, and you have Charlotte. Wendy is the one that's is the girlfriend of Kenny, who is he's black, mind you, who is captain or part of the football team at their high school. And he doesn't even accept the fact that he's black. You know, like he knows that he's black, but then how he moves, I'll say that, and how he takes up for his friends that he hangs out with, it just seems like he's the token black boy. And then you have Wendy, who just thinks about herself and thinks about her own personal gains, thinking about like having a full plan of how her and Kenny are gonna live together, gonna go to the same college together and have kids and get married and stuff like that. So she's doing everything for her own personal gain. And then you have Jules, is just a complete fucking asshole. I wanted to punch her in the fucking face every time her name was brought up. Every action she did towards Maddie, I wanted to physically punch her, like literally, like somebody had to kick her ass, and I was waiting for it. And because the bullying was just out of pocket, it made me want to just, oh, Jules is such an asshole, such a bitch. And like that one time when I think the icing, like, oh, sorry, just me bringing up Jules just irritates me. But the last thing she did, what she thought would be funny, was, you know, have a costume in blackface and have a shirt that says Maddie on it. And that was the last straw for me. I'm like, okay, you can catch these hands, Jules, like for real. Like you think, and the thing is, Wendy, her best friend, did not like say something to her. Like nobody held her accountable. And even Kenny, she's one of his friends, did not have her accountable for her actions. You know, she's like, it was funny and it was this. No, it's not funny. It's not cute. Nothing's funny about it. You racist ass bitch. Like, sorry. Ugh, sorry. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, Jules is, yeah. If you haven't read this, yeah. And I'm sorry there's spoilers about this book, but, you know, I'm just sharing with y'all my experiences, and it was just a hot ass mess with her. But she got consequences. She got consequences where her scholarship, you know, from college, she couldn't go to college, a lot of things. She was kicked out of school. She got what was coming for her. But obviously she still couldn't get enough. She still wanted to keep bullying Maddie over and over and over again. And that's when they were thinking about canceling the prom. But then with this, that Tiffany D. Jackson brings up in this book is about segregated proms, which is a real thing. It still exists even today. And then within this book, this is happening in the year of 2014. So we're starting from May 1st all the way into June of 2014. And you're like, wait, 2014? But yes, it still happens. And this is right now, it's 2022. And it still happens. It's still a thing where they have segregated proms, where you have black people have their own proms, and then the white people have their own proms, and they're like distance apart, right? And so with the incidences with Jewel and her pranks and her little jokes that she considered jokes, which are really no jokes at all, they were thinking about canceling prom. So Wendy came up with something like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't have it segregated anymore. Maybe we can bring everybody together. And then she was thinking like, oh, well, we should include Maddie. That would be a good look, right? And then she told her boyfriend Kenny, like, his real name's Kendrick, like, hey, you should take Maddie to prom. And he's like, why? Because like it would be a good look. Technically, she never said it'd be a good look, but that's pretty much what she said. And he just went with it. But as he went with it, he realized how Maddie was an amazing person. And the reason why she was like that, the reason why she didn't want to be around people, is because of how she was raised. Now, she didn't give a lot of details to Kenny, but he could just feel it because he's going through something like that at home, where he's being pressured. He's like, his parents or his dad does not have any expectations of him getting a grades. He just wants him to be great in sports. And Kenny, he really loves doing other things. He really loves writing and stuff like that. But his dad is only focusing on the sports. And even in high school, the high school that he's attending doesn't even care about his grades. They just want him to do well in sports. And, and he's also black on top of that. So you know how that goes, right? Some of you know how that goes. But when it came to Kenny and Maddie, which I sort of loved the little romance aspect in this book, I did not expect that whatsoever. It gave it a nice little tender touch to it. Just about people being human. And when you get to know that person, you started opening your eyes to other things and looking at yourself like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, why were you moving like this? Why were you moving that way? Why are you being around people that really are racist and don't give a fuck about you? And he started opening up to Maddie. Maddie started opening up to Kenny. And they had this connection. And Kenny was starting to fall for her. Like, no, he fell for her. He didn't start to fall. He fell for her. And Maddie did the same in return, because she found somebody that actually cared about her well-being. But as to her father, who just abused her and locked her in a closet and had images of white women and how he wants her to look a certain way and act a certain way. And I just love that for Maddie. I'm thinking like, even like, yes, this is a fictional story. It's not real, but at the same time, there is some realistic situations where you finally meet that one person that gets you, that understands you, that knows that you things have in common, And I love that for Maddie. And I also love that for Kenny, because he started to realize himself as a person, and the people that he's around aren't good for him at all. And he even thought about Wendy and his circumstances in relationship with her, and he knew that it wasn't healthy. And he knew that she really wasn't feeling, she just liked the image of them together. It was just like the image. It was nothing else. The image. But I love that connection. And then you also have, like, during this book, you have a podcast where they go back and look onto the story. So it's like we're in the future, but then we go back in the past when it brings up the dates, like May 30th or whatever, 2014 or whatever, and then it goes into the podcast. And what I liked about the podcast was they were trying to research, hey, like, it says Maddie did it. That's like the title. It says Maddie did it, which I'll come to why they say that's the title of the podcast, Maddie did it. But the one thing that caught my attention, which I don't know if anybody else caught it, which it's on page 252. And they're talking to somebody about who studies telekinesis, which is like a theory. So let me start for page 251 and then go into 252. So it says, Caleb, it's from Caleb. We pretty much all know the gist of what telekinesis is. I mean, who wouldn't want to call a remote over from across the room? But telekinesis is actually quite spiritual. We're all born with the ability, but various factors such as nature or nurture can hinder it. To make any object move, you have to have faith in your abilities to actualize those powers. And then Tanya says, so are you suggesting that Christianity is the key to telekinesis, to believe in the unseen? And then Caleb says, Jesus said you could move a mountain with the faith of a mustard seed. And then Tanya said, which this is what caught me, I find it highly doubtful that God, if she does exist, would give superpowers to every human being ever created. It said she. And I like that because, you know, when we think of God, we think of him, he, and never she at all. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I love that. I'm like, okay, I see you. But let me know if you caught that when Tanya was like, God is referred to as a she. Like as she, like, you don't really hear that a lot. And I appreciated that. I appreciated that little passage, whatever you want to call it, in that little podcast scene. From with that episode, if so to speak. But anyways, so Kenny, Maddie go to prom. But also another character that I like was Callie, which is Kenny's sister, telling him the true things about himself, how he moves, about Wendy and stuff like that. So I really like Callie. She wasn't a huge character, but she was still a crucial character within this book. So you got to give her credit for that too, because Callie was in there and she was protesting for their rights and stuff. So don't sleep on Callie. But you know, Kenny and Maddie, they go to the prom. Maddie has her prom dress, her dream dress, and you know, I'm not going to say much, but it's black, and they go and they win, you know, home, you know, prom king and queen. And then you have Jules, that asshole who wants to get back at Maddie, blaming her for getting kicked out of college. And I'm like, girl, you are the reason why you got kicked out of college. You are the reason why you got kicked out of school because of your actions. How dare you? How dare you, bitch, blame Maddie? None of this would have happened if you just left Maddie alone. That was you, girl. Fess up to what you did. Stop blaming other people because of your actions. Come on. But anyways, she just wanted to take another shot at Maddie. And that's when Maddie, not yet. So that's when she dumped it, you know, pulled on a string or whatever, and a lot of white paint fell on her. And Kenny was pissed off. And Kenny, he was a soldier for her. He was going to protect her with anything. He was by her side for the long run. Like, was constantly on, like, protective of her during prom, and still was when the paint came down and got all over her. And so he's like, hell no, we leaving. Next thing you know, a lot of things happen where, you know, cop comes here where he's known that he has a past, but yet and still they hired him to be part of the police force. Like, what the fuck? Like, if he had issues in his last precinct, wherever he was, and obviously that's a red flag that y'all don't need to hire him and not have him on your force if he has history. But, you know, that's here or there. You know, I'm not even going to get into that. But anyways, so the cop was accusing them of doing such and such and such. Next thing you know, he starts beating Kenny and hit his head with I forget what it's called. And started going nuts on him. And he was down. And that's when Maddie went off. Like, went full-blown off and started using her powers. Once Kenny was down and she thought he was dead, she had enough. And a lot of lives were lost that night. A lot of lives, including her father. But we won't even get into that. Y'all have to read that to find out what happened to him. And so, but then again, Wendy, she realized that if she didn't hold Jules accountable and stuff, it would have never happened. If she didn't force Kenny to take Maddie to prom, none of that would have happened. So she also blamed herself, and she wanted to right her wrongs. So she Wendy saved Maddie. And then come to find out, they also realized that Kenny is alive as well. And then Maddie also finds out more about her mother and how she's been reaching out through letters, and her dad was hiding those letters, and she finds out where her mother lives. And then out of nowhere, that's the last thing that we know. Like, we know that Wendy helped Maddie and helps Kenny, and that is it. That is where it leaves off. It leaves you like wondering, like, where are they at now? Did Maddie find her mom? Did Maddie and Kenny run away together to find her mom? Did he go to college? Did he play football for Alabama? Like, what happened? So that's just the gist of the book. and I fell in love with it. I loved it. I'm not going to say any more about it, but Tiffany D. Jackson did her thing with The Weight of Blood, so I'm giving her her flowers for this book, and it did not disappoint. But that is it. I'm gonna close out this vlog. I hope everyone enjoyed this vlog because I did a vlog last year for White Smoke, and I wanted to do a vlog for The Weight of Blood. But yeah, if you read the book, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about it. I would really love to know. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch y'all later. See ya.